Most backpack brands say they make the best bags in the world. But the truth is that you, as the end consumer, you have no way of telling, because the true magic of what makes a backpack premium and durable, it all happens underneath the fabric. So in this video, I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is. I'm gonna show you what very few brands ever reveal. An in-depth look at how thousands of individual pieces are assembled to make what we consider to be the best travel backpack in the world. Welcome to Vietnam at the Sang, one of the best backpack factories in the world. Let's get into it. So the first thing I want to talk about is just how lightweight the Levo backpack is. And this was sort of our North Star with the entire design and construction of this bag. And that begins and ends with our primary fabric, which is right here. It's a 330D polycarbonate Codra nylon. You can see how malleable it is, and the polycarbonate coating on the front and back makes it extremely weather resistant as well. Now, the second thing we're gonna talk about is comfort, because it doesn't matter how many features your travel backpack has. If it's uncomfortable, it's just gonna suck to wear. And you can see all this padding and all this ventilation, but the story behind it is so interesting. I swear, on the back panel, we have this EVA foam that does give it structure, right? And then the PU foam right here, that's the comfort. And then for the shoulder straps, again, same story as to where we have the EVA on the outside providing the structure, and the PU foam on the inside, that's gonna go against your chest. And then for the shoulder strap itself, we don't open it here, which would be the easiest way to insert the actual padding and then just bond it. But then you might have a big seam right here and it's less comfortable. So we actually have to make the shoulder strap inside out first and then invert it, which again, more labor, more time, more cost, but it ends up in a significantly more comfortable travel backpack. Also means nothing if the bag is gonna shit the bed on you in a couple years. So let me show you how the Fyro Levo is built to last a lifetime. And this basically comes down to two things: reinforcements and bar tack stitching. So you can see right here on the shoulder strap, which is inside out currently, this is where the load lifters connect. We've got a double bar tack stitch and the extra layer of fabric to reinforce it. That extends to the bottom of the shoulder strap and the top too. But let me show you how the top works, because it's awesome. As to where you can see, we leave a little extra nylon and 2 pieces of binding. And then when that's sewn into the back panel, you can see the magic underneath where all these fabrics meet, reinforced with the bar tack stitch. But it's taken a step further as to where we actually fold the fabric over before it's stitched, again, for additional reinforcement. And if you think to yourself, wow, that double reinforcement's crazy. No, it's triple reinforced, because you can see on the inside here, we've got a 600D nylon. Ripstop nylon, thank you, Tav. And one thing I love working about the Sang is that, like, this is actually leftover fabrics from a different backpack brand. So instead of throwing it away, we put it inside the bag where it's invisible, but has a massive impact on its durability. And speaking of the 600D, actually, check this out. As you can see for our side handles, as to where we've taken the nylon, we folded it over, we combined it and reinforced it with the 600D underneath, so it looks like at the end, with all the reinforced fabric, all the bar tack stitching, and a handle that ain't going nowhere. And this is a great example of how looks can be deceiving. It looks like it's just sort of lightly attached to the front, but all the magic is happening on the back side. All right, next up, let me show you the tech compartment, because this is pretty cool. So you can see here, we're at the stations that make the tech compartment. This is the back of the tech compartment, this is the front, and this is what it looks like when it's fully constructed. But a deeper look inside of it shows you our 4 layers of protection. As to where we have the non-woven on the back that's attached to PU, another layer of PU that's been attached to the Lycra. And when it's combined, it looks like this. And then this is really cool as to where we do computer stitching down these lines. And it's not just for aesthetics. Otherwise, in a couple of years, they could all scrunch up at the bottom of your bag. This way it looks neat, and it continues to be like a bunker for your laptop for years to come. And also, you can't forget about our false bottom. So if your bag does fall, your laptop's never gonna hit the ground. Laptop safety, it's a big priority here at Fyro. Let me show you something cool about the front panel. Now you can see it right here with just the lining, but we're actually adding some foam to this part of the bag. First up, this little bit of padding just helps to give this panel some structure. That structure makes these pockets so much more accessible and so much more usable. The bag's not like collapsing into itself because you got these two panels here, both that got a decent amount of structure, and it's sort of like two cards that are leaning against each other. And let me tell you, it's a rarity for a travel backpack to stand, especially one that's this lightweight. Now, real quick, I want to talk about the water bottle holder. Because it seems simple. You're like, oh, you just put some fabric there and you slide your water bottle into it. No, no, no. She's putting in extra elastic at the top and sewing it in with a zigzag stitch. Here's why. We use a zigzag stitch here instead of a straight stitch because if we have this stretchy binding with a straight stitch, it's gonna pop right out. But in contrast, the zigzag stitch, it's more movable and it doesn't pop out of place. And see here, we got a middle panel with the water bottle holder sewn in. And notice at the bottom, we have this fold. It's not fully sewn in, it's got this extra breathing space, which means when your bag is fully packed out and you got a water bottle in there, it's not gonna be fighting for space with the main compartment. And I just wanna reinforce how reinforced this bag is. Like, let's talk about the luggage pass-through holder. Crucial for getting the bag on your suitcase when you're traveling with luggage. And it's actually, we got the sewing line down here, but they triple back stitch it. And what that means is they bring the line down and when they come here, they go 1, 2 for the back stitch. They do that 3 different times. Because believe me, you do not want this piece of fabric tearing out of the bag when you're traveling with a suitcase. And you're not gonna have a good time if your hip belt pops out either. So check this out. So this is where the hip belt's attached, and every sewing point here, we've got 3 of them, every single one has back stitching. Reinforced, double stitching, no compromises. Now, one huge design decision we made with the Levo was to not have a separate laptop compartment. Reason being is a separate laptop compartment can take a lot of packing space from your travel bag. And we wanted to have this amazing microfiber tech pocket on the top, but then we realized there was this sort of gap happening. And we didn't like this gap, not a fan. So we sampled a lot of different ideas for how to ungap this. So then what's done is the Velcro here attaches to a Velcro panel underneath here. And it's such a clean construction and design as to when it's in, you don't even know the Velcro is there. This is easily my favorite design choice of the Levo. When you use this pocket when you're traveling, you'll get what I'm saying. Real fast, check this out. They got the machine on. This machine is a durability test and it simulates years of use in just a few minutes time. Especially specifically targeting the stitching of the shoulder straps. We got this bag fully loaded with about 30 pounds of weight, so the whole goal of this test is to push it to its limits. Because if it passes this test here in the factory, it'll pass any usage test in real life. Wow. But here's where it all comes together at the end, is with our quality checks. As to where we have a first quality check on the assembly of the front and the middle panels, a second quality check on the back panel with the connection to the shoulder straps, and then a third quality check with the bag overall. And then once she gives the go ahead, it gets passed to cleaning, and then it goes back into the dry room ready for packaging. And that's just kind of painting the whole picture together here as to where if you want to build a bag that is engineered with precision, you need a team that's going to execute with precision. And that's what's going on here with the Sang, with the Bag Me development team and the Fyro team, is we're really building something special here at Fyro. Now, if you want a deeper understanding of how to use the Levo on your own travels, be sure to watch this video here where I take it from Hong Kong to Vietnam and show you my favorite travel hacks. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you guys soon.